Yeah. Welcome back, everyone. We have another episode of the Nursery series. We are here on Snowdrop Tundra. We have been here for the last 2 weeks, working on an area bonus, but let's go ahead and start our sleep report, and then we can talk about some more things as we go. So, as always, I have the Kyoto mug ready to go. A full 100% sleep score, 9 hours and 11 minutes. 11 more minutes compared to yesterday. Um, I don't know what to say about this graph. It seems pretty maybe balanced, kind of. Yeah, balanced. That looks about right. Usually my not words. Usually my dozing is my lowest, um, which in some ways makes it easier to fake if I need to, but I don't always have to do it. At least on this account. Anyways, we were at Snowdrop this week. What were we hunting for? We were hunting for Sneasel, actually. I kind of determined maybe on the last video that our next big goal will be to either get a good Marsh Tomp or a good Sneasel, because I think Tasty Chance is kind of pivotal in trying to get M20 on any of the islands, at least if you want to do it early. Of course, if you get like level 60, 70 Berry Specialist, you can do it without, but yeah. So our healer goal didn't take as long as I thought. It only took, what, maybe 3 months? So now we have our space open to work on hunting for extra tasty for the next however long it takes. So of these, Altaria is not a valid Pokemon. It's fully evolved. Fluffy is fine, but with any of the skill specialists, because they are not as good as their evolved forms speed-wise, they kind of are lackluster compared to them. So I prefer Berry Specialist and Ingredient Specialist, because Ingredient Specialists that are unevolved can still do really well. Like, I have a Stuffle, and of course it's not as fast as Beware, but it's still putting up like 40, 50 corn a day. So with bag prep, it's more than good enough, I think. So yeah, new Altaria style. I think we have about 15 more until we are able to unlock Old Gold Power Plant. But even then, once we unlock it, it's going to be a 0% area bonus. So I'm not like rushing to go over there. Okay. As for these guys, we have a decent Celio currently. We don't have anything for Waterberry, so we don't have Totodile or Crocodile. In this version, our highest we could do is Prinplup, so this is a Waterberry specialist for us. And this is who I think we're going to try and catch today. Assuming it doesn't get all full. If it does, then it does. Not much I can say about that. Daily gift, Poke Biscuit. No Poke Biscuit for us. I did go ahead and spend my diamonds recently just trying to upgrade the ingredients, because I figured it was a event week for curries, so I want to try and prep a little bit more. I didn't do a hardcore prep on this account because we're not really going to be able to achieve any big goals, so we're just doing it to try and get high strength and see how much we can find. And yeah, we were able to catch a little Piplup, so let's hope that we get some good skills. At least Berry Finding S and Helping Speed, that is more than good enough for this account for the time being. We cannot be picky to the point where we need Helping Bonus and Berry Finding S yet. Okay, oops, we made some serious strides, as Nursery says every day. I don't think he means it. And who are we going to send out? I think we're going to send out Piplup regardless. Sweet. I don't know if you guys saw recently, they did like a dump of like the original concept sprites for like Diamond and Pearl, and Piplup had a really cute one where it's like really fluffy around the body, and then Empoleon's similar, but it had more of a like Emperor vibe going on with like the long trident face. Okay, nothing special as far as research bonus or dream shards. And now the moment of truth. Which I guess we have a bunch of Pokemon to review, so I'm just gonna leave this here. We'll come back to this. Leave it for a little bit of surprise, kind of keep you hooked in, you know. But now it's Hawlucha week. Hawlucha, as you already know, is a fully evolved Pokemon. We can look at the details though. So, and yeah, it is Curry week, so curries are multiplied, especially if they're extra tasty. There is a Cramomatic, and oh, Cyan Beach Expert Mode has just released also. And it's also Pseudo Balance. Good to know. So for those reasons, since we cannot use Hawlucha, I am interested in getting a good Squirtle, or a good Water Berry Specialist in general. So Cyan is probably good for that, but I do also kind of want to conserve Biscuits for Tinka Tink when they release later this month. So I think we're just going to go to Top Hollow, actually. The only things that are boosted there are Shuckle and Mudkip, and Mudkip's one of our main hunts. So, and with Cyan Beach, I think there's a lot of things there that are boosted, including like Heracross, a lot of 16-pip mons that we cannot use. So for us, for all those reasons, I think Top Hollow is where we're going this week. Oh, nice sleep. What happened on Thursday? I went to bed really late on Thursday. My old Japanese neighbor's like, let's go to karaoke, Michael. And I'm like, sure. He's nice, but he's a little persistent. Anyways, so we went to karaoke. One of my students from 4 or 5 years ago is working there now. He's an adult now. And he's like, oh, do you remember me? And I was like, yeah, I did remember him. The name sounded familiar though. It's because I first came. I wasn't really good at remembering my students' names at that time. Okay, it's Top Hollow, so the berries that we expect. We don't have great berries for Top Hollow, but we do have Tyrunts, who we also can evolve. But he does a BFS and I think helping speed, so he's fine enough. I do enjoy having energy recovery bonus on our healer, because on those days where, for whatever reason, I can't go to bed on time, and I can't fake it with my Pokemon Go Plus Plus on my other phone, I can make sure I get full 100%. And, yep. And then any morning triggers help a lot throughout the rest of the day. So let's collect these guys, and then we'll swap the team. Or we'll swap the team last. We'll look at our Pokemon, and then swap the team. So one trigger from Grottle this morning. More mushrooms. I think mushrooms, corn, milk is going to be our main recipe for this week. The Limber corn stew. So I guess that does not have mushrooms in it. We'll probably swap between the mushroom one and the corn stew. So that's why Graveler's here with the potatoes. Pikachu, why are you here? I think I wanted some more apples. Look at the meals. Yeah, so I think we can do 1 or 2 egg bombs. We're just gonna go down the list, kind of burn out all of our ingredients. Limber corn. Since Wartortle is not, he's ABB, he doesn't make as much milk as he used to, but it's the best we got for now, so that's what we're gonna use. This one we can do maybe once a day between Grottle's mushrooms and then Graveler's potatoes. And this one we'll just throw in whenever we can. I really much do enjoy having a healer because, at least on my main account, I'm very much a, what do I need? Okay, let's swap him in. Let's swap him in for 3-4 hours. Okay, all good. Let's swap him out. So this account, I can't really do that because the energy is just not there. So it's been about 2 weeks. And I started that Quaxley, so probably this is where we left off. Probably not so, right? I'll be here. Gulpin's on Snowdrop, right? I don't know why I thought it was Gulpin. This was on July 29th. So that sounds about right. So anyways, Gulpin here. This Gulpin isn't the worst. But it would want a swipe skill seed, and it could misfire. And we don't really have a lot of those on this account. And we also can't evolve it. So I don't think there's really space for a Dream Shard farmer on this account, even though they just buffed like Riolu and Lucario. Unfortunate. Piplup, ABB, that's the ingredient list I really like to see. That skill trigger M is really blocking the skill trigger S. So, and I guess it's a berry specialist, first of all. There's no BFS, no helping bonus. So that's our first priority. Then we can think about speed and skill and everything after that. Mankey, helping bonus at 75, but nothing else. If the helping bonus was at 10, and it had some speed, I might even just use it for Lapis, but eh. Cleffa, mono apples, cool there. Similar again with helping bonus at 70. The nature's not bad. Honestly, I like having ingredients down on Berry Specialist. It just gives it a little bit of extra berries. Although the ingredients can be very valuable if you're trying to like just finish covering a meal. So I don't even mind ingredient up on a Berry Specialist that much, as long as it's not ingredient up speed down, which I think is modest. I hate that one the most, right? Like, if it's Pokemon I really, really want to use, I'm almost willing to mint it at that point. Piplup, just speed, nothing else, and it even has a nature. So, moving on. Mankey, another Mankey. It was Snowdrop, right? So we're catching a lot of these guys at Snowdrop. We were aiming for more dozing, but I think we ended up with a lot of snoozing. Happini, ABC, and it's also ingredient down. Boo. Piplup, AAB. No berry finding S, no helping bonus. Nature's not bad though. I like the nature on that one. Happini. We have a decent chance right now. It's a temp one, but I believe it has ingredient finding. It has maybe some speed or something, so it's actually really solid for what we have. And I believe we also caught it that way, so we didn't have to use an oval stone or anything. Okay, this one is honestly really good as a temp, but we already have a temp, so I'm probably not going to worry about using this guy at all. But I might just start for the time being. Maybe if we need to stock up on double eggs, and for whatever reason we get it to 30, we can always stock up on a lot of eggs. Slackoth, I did see a lot of Slackoth this week, and I'm actually quite interested in using this because Vigoroth with the ribbon is actually faster and produces more strength than Slacking. And we don't have a normal type, so I was interested in catching some of these. So when we did get snoozing, I was like, okay, I'll try for Slackoth. Unfortunately, this one does not have Berry Finding S, but the nature is pretty solid. If Helping Speed was earlier, maybe. Palmy. It's not good. It's very interesting because now that Cyan Beach is out, they've adjusted the numbers a bit with like the speed reduction and whatnot. So it's really incentivizing people to say, hey, ideally you should try and get a healer for every island, or just as much as you can. Even someone on Reddit, I believe, put together like a spreadsheet where it's like, if you have 4 healers, what are the chances that you roll a berry that you can provide healing for? And kind of listed out all those numbers. And then I think they also had a different column where it's like, for example, you have 1 healer of the island type. So if you're at Cyan Beach, you have a Sylveon or Wigglytuff. Then you have Fairy covered. So it's like, okay, in addition to Fairy, your other types, because of course your main berry is more likely to be rolled. That's already a 1 in 3. And then the other ones are, the numbers change. It's like 1 in 17 and then 1 in 16. And you can kind of see what are your chances of getting a good healer. So of course, the more you have, the higher your chances are. And at some point, I think having like 2/3 chance to get a healing berry is more than enough. But as they add more healers, that'll be easier, assuming you can spend the main skill seeds to do it. Slackoth, very fast in the subscales, but kind of bold, bold boulders, how it goes. Another Slackoth. I got a lot of these guys. Is this the same one? Okay, the first like 3 skills are the same. I was confused there for a second. Yeah, this one's even faster. It's still not good, but I like that it's fast. Piplup, Mono Piplup, Berry Finding S. Wait, is this the one I caught today? This is the one we caught today. I don't mind it. I don't mind it, and it's Mono Egg. I don't love the inventory on it because it's not really doing much for it overall. But we're going to star this. This is the best one we have so far. We're at top hall. We're not going to find a better one this week. But we're not also using water berries. So I will just leave it in the bag for now, the box. And yeah, I'm just curious. What level could I take it to if I was taking it up? Because we had a lot of candy from the week before. With the boost 30, we could get it to about 30 and evolve it. So in the future, if we need those and we need eggs and a water berry specialist, it's not bad. I've seen with max skill investment, which I'm not really planning on doing, it's Primplup with the 2,000 hour ribbon is only about 5 to 10% worse than Fraligator, which is really good. So, interesting catch. I feel like I only get the good catches when I'm recording. I don't know if that's the YouTube like everyone talks about, but yeah, so those are our catches. Moving forward, as far as this account is concerned, there's Tinkatink in a few weeks. We don't know if it's Fairy or Steel. My guess is Fairy because Cyan Beach Expert released this week, but it could be either. Next month is Mewtwo, which we can't use, so we're going to treat Mewtwo a lot like Latios and Latias. We're just going to go, we're going to do the event as best we can, stock up on those Great Biscuits, and then use them for something else. And presumably it's going to be either Psychic like Prelude week, we get a new Psychic type, or it's going to be like another Skill Specialist week, we get a new Skill Specialist, presumably one that can synergize with Mewtwo. So maybe like a Berry Burst Mon, maybe like an extra helpful Mon for Psychics. Honestly, the game has too many Psychics, but people love Mewtwo, so the devs are probably doing what they think will make them the most money. So that's the plan for like the next month. Tinkaton no matter what, because it's a 3-stage. It has 2 stages that we can use viably, and assuming it's something, you know, that doesn't take too much investment, like 5 main skill seeds, we're probably going to end up trying to hunt it and use one. So that'll be a break from our main hunts when we get to there. But anyways, thank you for listening. I hope this was fun and interesting for you. If you're interested, feel free to leave a comment. I will read them, and oh, there's a Chromatic. But yeah, that's all. One last note is I'll say I think we're getting up to about the 5 or 6 month mark as far as this account is concerned. Probably when we get to about 6 months, I will do like a little recap of the last 6 months. We'll look at like where we started, how we've progressed up until now, and see. I might even run some Rain on X calculations to see like if we were to try and do M20 right now, how far could we get on a green grass? Of course, it's definitely not doable, which is why I didn't even try for it this week. But I think once we get those 500-hour ribbons, it'll be within our grasp, assuming we get some of our guys up to 50. So stick around for that in like another month or 2. But yeah, you can kind of see our stats here. And yeah, research rank 52, not bad. 70 will be a slog because we can't even get like high strength because we can't evolve our guys. So they, you know, get that big power spike. But it's okay, we'll get there eventually. Probably this time next year, we will be definitely at 70, I think this time next year. But we'll see. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have a great day. And I'll probably see you guys at the end of this week, if not the next week. So thanks for watching. Have a great week and see you around. Bye-bye.